Sorry about that.
Now, that was Chad Peacock we were talking to earlier about his film career, and now we do have Daniel Tenai, and he is about to engulf us with his film career, but he's also been an actor as well, haven't you?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. So this is what, okay, right, over to Peter.
We have to thank Guido for introducing us.
It was nothing. It was nothing, yes.
Thanks, Guido, you're the best.
Daniel Tenai, and obviously a lovely tie-in with Amanda and John, who we had on a couple of weeks ago. All right, Daniel, let's get down to it. When did you first form the ambition to be a committed filmmaker?
Well, I guess it happened at uni. I mean, I started off, I did a lot of things early on. I started uni late. I was working in nightclubs and managing nightclubs and things like that. And I kind of, it all seemed very glamorous at first, but once I sort of got to the end of that, I sort of figured, well, what's next? So I got a bit bored and started journalism at Curtin Uni. And then I actually did a minor in performance. And that creative, artistic stuff just very quickly took over, and I changed my major very quickly to film and also performance. So it just overtook everything, and it's I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. I mean, I love it. I love doing it. So that's what I do.
Well, could you explain the title of your short film and why it has the potential to be a feature film eventually, and at the same time, perhaps a bit of a background about the current move to have Australia apologise for the excesses of internment upon innocent citizens?
Yeah, okay, well, firstly, We Stick Together, or Restare Uniti, which is its Italian title. It's just such an important story. It's obviously about the internment camps in 1940, when thousands of Italians were taken away. A lot of them were born here. They were Australians, basically, and just because of their Italian heritage were locked up and held for the duration of the war. So I think, it's an amazing story, and some of these stories we're hearing from some of the survivors, there's really not many left now, but are just so fantastic and incredible, and it really is a great lot of stories for a feature. Secondly, what was the second part, sorry?
More or less, you've explained about how people
the
like
moves in
Mr.
Parliament.
Dosania,
The moves in Parliament, that's quite a big deal, and we're really proud that that's happening, and that's I guess we have Tony Piccolo to thank for that, the South Australian MP, who's putting forward a motion actually in a few days on the 10th of November to get not an apology, but an official recognition that these events did occur, and that there were mistakes made, and hopefully we can learn from them in the future.
Well, as a Kangarino, because I think you're third generation, were you affected by Italian, Australian, or Hollywood films the most? Why do you think that was so?
I have to just say all good films, really. I mean, I would actually have to say usually not Hollywood, actually. There are occasionally some gems that come out of Hollywood, but these days it's you know how it is. The studio movies are a bit, predictable, and but there's actually a great movie that I was really inspired by and is really close to home. Especially, it's quite similar, the whole true story. I don't know if you've seen Oranges and Sunshine.
Oh, wonderful!
Oh, amazing! I mean, I got to see that in Cannes when I was over there, and we luckily got to meet David Wenham and the director and the producer, and oh my God, that was just such an amazing movie, and those performances. It's
perhaps we
really
should
great.
explain that it was all the children after World War II being sent out to Australia, but not any official records about it or anything.
Yeah, and they were just sent out there on their own, and their parents, most of the parents didn't even know about it. They just thought they were gone to good homes, but they'd been sent away, and that's it. That's the last they heard.
So you're prepared to carry, even though you were the director, the onerous role of a producer.
Just to be clear, I'm not actually the director. The director of the film is a guy called Julius Telmer.
Okay.
He's from Copenhagen in Denmark. I'm the writer and producer.
Okay, good.
But
So it keeps shifting around a little bit, so do forgive me.
Yeah, no.
But the producer normally is the facilitator of money and resources and has to be very hard-nosed and do lots of things that a lot of creative people would either be confused by or bored by or not even want to do. So why has it become necessary for you to shift in that regard from your own creativity to being a producer, or is there a sort of creativity in producing?
I think there is definitely. I mean, you can definitely have creative producers, I mean, for sure, but it is very hard. I mean, it's a lot of numbers and talking to people and doing this and doing that. It is hard. You do have to kind of shut off that creative bit sometimes. I think, again, the nightclub managing came in handy there as a good training ground. If anyone wants to be a producer, go manage a nightclub for a couple of years and you'll be right. But no, I think it really is kind of a necessity. I mean, look, I think I was talking to you earlier before, if someone would come up to me and say, "Hey Dan, would you produce my film?" I probably would be terrible at it. But because it's it's our project, it's our baby, and we really care about it, I really put in that extra passion and work, and it's just kind of taken over my life, really. So it is a necessity to do it.
Well, similarly to that Oranges one, a featured TV series, The Genera Boys, which was based similarly on aliens coming from Austria and internment, took 12 years from its original appearance in a history book through radio plays and film scripts and different exercises before it appeared as a feature. So how are you going to short-circuit 12 years?
Well, I think we've been extremely lucky the way things have worked out, because we've kind of already got something to show with the short film, and it's done so well around the world, everywhere. I mean, it's been to Cannes, it's been to America, it's been to Italy, it's been to Africa, it's been everywhere, and I think that gives us a really good base to move forward. That the fact that everywhere we have shown the film, there really has been a tremendous amount of interest, and they really want to see what happens next. They want the feature to get made. So hopefully, I see it as a 3-step process. I see the short getting us all the buzz and the exposure, and then we continue on to the doco, which will kind of be our basis of research for writing the script as well, because we really want to get that right. And then obviously the third phase will be writing the script and finding the finance to make it.
Well, do you think the Italian community is more committed to creating artistic work than others, or is this a new thing of you and your peer group? Say, like Amanda and John, who'll be singing for you.
Which are very talented people, by the way, Amanda and John, so make sure you do come down and check them out. No, I'd say it's definitely a peer group thing. It's more of a change. I think, God, I sound old saying this, but the youth of today, I think we really do. They are a lot more, I guess, open to that creative. It's okay to be creative now. People aren't so much, into the ideology that you have to go and get a real job or this and that. They're quite open to being creative, and that's okay in this society.
Could you tell us of some of your teachers and your curtain course? Its strengths, what could further be added to it?
Yeah, well, at Curtin, obviously Howard Worth is the head of film, and then we've got Ken Miller, Ron Elliott, Michael Cunningham, and a lot of other staff as well. They've all been very, very supportive of the project, and it's been really nice having them there as well as mentors. They've been great. In terms of the course, I think it's great. I mean, the whole reason this is happening now is because I went to uni and did that, so it really opened up my eyes to this whole world, I guess, and the possibilities. So, no, yeah, it has been great, and it's a great course, and I would definitely highly recommend it for anyone that's interested in filmmaking, for sure.
Well, in such a short time, you've been nominated everywhere for showings and prizes. But I am intrigued by 2 festivals. One was called the Antarctica, and the other one was Wave Rock. I wondered if it was our Wave Rock. And can you tell us about them and their attraction for yourself?
Yeah, well, the Wave Rock one, I mean, that was just, they have obviously the music festival they have every year, and they've started this little micro cinema, which they have films playing all weekend, and the lady that runs that actually approached me. I think she saw us in a newspaper article and expressed interest in showing our films, so I obliged, and that's great. The Antarctica thing, there's a funny story about that. As I was saying before, it's as silly as it sounds, kind of a world dominance thing, I guess. we've had our film played in festivals in almost every continent in the world, and we figured out that if we had just Asia, Antarctica and South America, then we would have had our film played in every continent in the world. So we've kind of made it our mission to make that happen. So when we were accepted into the Antarctic Festival, which is obviously the only festival there, we were happy about that. And now we've just got to hit Asia and South America, and then we would have done our goal.
Well, let's hope you do grand slam.
Thank you.
All right. Well, best of luck, and lovely having you with us. And how can our audience find out more and possibly help your ambitions?
Yeah, well, they can definitely look at our Facebook, our fan page. If they just search the film name Restare Uniti, you can even just Google it. It's Restare Uniti. It'll come straight up, and that's got the trailer and a lot of info about the film. And obviously as well, we've got the big screening coming up on the 16th of November, which is Wednesday, not next week, the week after. Which will be a great night. We've got our film plus another film, Most, which is a huge film. It's a 29-minute short. It was actually nominated for an Academy Award in 2004. So it's a huge film. We're lucky to have that. We've got some entertainment, some food, some drinks, and a great after party. So, I think we've got some tickets to give away as well. And just call up Box and you can get tickets.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Daniel, for joining us in the studio today. It's been a pleasure having you, and
Thanks
it's good
so
to hear
much.
your creativity of how you weren't too sure what to do with yourself when you were working the barn worker, and you actually found your niche.
Nice.
So, no, that's really good, because I know there's a lot of young people out there that are probably in the same boat as you at the moment and are not too sure where to go. So this is
It'll come.
it's
It all
fantastic.
happens one day.
It's great. Right, I'm going to now give you a track from AO2.